Man, I'm excited. Are you
Oh
excited?
yeah. I'm excited.
Excited? Yeah, I'm actually excited. You probably don't even know why, but I finally found something that excites me again, kind of. Uh,
Yeah.
wake up in the morning, I guess, looking forward to do something new. So just to explain what that means is, I remember back in high school. It was around like 2015, I think, when YouTube now superstar vlogger, maybe even retired, right? Casey Neistat has started his daily vlogs. So he made a challenge for himself on his 34th birthday, March 25th or something. He's like, yeah, that's it. No more excuses. Let's make a movie every single day. And he pushed that bar so high that like not many people can replicate what he made back then. And I was like following his journey, and it's just like it was inspiring and stuff. And I always wanted to do something daily, but I've only gotten like merely close to it when I've tried like daily vlogs for a month. I was in the States, and I was like, okay, let's do like these daily short videos. I never stuck, you know. However, this year for my own birthday, I was like, let's just start making these YouTube shorts because supposedly there's this new beta which YouTube is trying, which is like I don't know what's the current stage of the current state of TikTok, and if it's being banned in countries or if it's just like if it's still good and good and all that. But YouTube is like, oh, let's replicate that. So they have installed integrated this new Shorts kind of thing, and people can create up to 59 or rather like 60-second videos, and these may show up in places. So there's more growth and blah blah. Assuming you do something that's remotely funny or something.
Right.
Um, but I'm not doing that Vine type of content where Coke and Mentos, and then you just throw it in, shake it, and start screaming because it's spraying all over. Like I don't think if I enjoy this content and I don't want to make it, like I don't like it and I don't make it. But I thought I used to hear that you can just pick up your phone and tell your story, and someone may find it, may resonate with it. So anyway, to cut it short, I have started doing these daily short videos. Always try to aim for 50 seconds exactly. Just try to make a good thumbnail, a good title, make it SEO compatible and stuff, and I publish them. So that's why I'm excited. That's the new page in my self documentation journey or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's
And what's your hang?
what's your
Like,
hang? Yeah, and
what
like
you
I don't
what are
think
your
there's
videos?
I don't think there's like a specific topic, but I may eventually find something like which direction to steer in. Two out of
Yeah.
four, because there's only been 4 days since then, right? Two out of four were about Google Hashcode, the competition that we had, the challenge, the Google challenge.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, they're doing pretty okay. It's obviously they're hitting search, and the one that I've done yesterday has gotten like 155 views, 7 likes,
Yeah.
which I think likes are more important in this case because you know that someone has actually liked it rather than just mindlessly looked at it and turned it off. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was informative enough for someone to consider liking. And the one that I published today has gotten like 32 views. I mean, it's all right. It's something. I'm also been publishing them on TikTok, although TikTok is you can get like a million views and it's still not really impactful. It's just because it was shown to someone. So, but anyway, yeah, that's my strat. That's my hang now, and I'm
You
I'm
got
just
hang.
just trying. Yeah, Like, it's like challenging. I've just had a chat with my friend, and I said, right, I am feeling more excited now to wake up and know that I need to create something, something that challenges me. Even if it's 59 seconds, it's still like, make something bite-sized. Obviously, I'm not sure what's gonna happen next week, 2 weeks in advance. We may be sitting here next week and talking how I miserably failed, and just like stop doing them. Although I hope to keep making them. And to end this rant, not rant of mine, I'm applying this rule to these shorts. Perfect is the enemy of good, or the enemy of progress. Yeah, I think it's perfect
Right.
is the enemy of progress. So it's like I'm kind of trying to make them, I guess, as good as I can, but not like it's not gonna stop me from just uploading something that's subpar, because
Yeah.
it may be good enough. It may even reach a wider audience, and more people may enjoy it. Sure, why not, right? So yeah, that's been going on for me in the past few days. Do you feel excited these days? What's your hang?
What's my hang?
Yeah, what's your current thing?
I don't know. I got a real buzz out of Hashcode, the coding competition.
Ooh.
I only managed to write up like a very basic solution to the problem, and I ran out of time to do anything more complicated. But my teammate managed to tweak a few things on his code, and so he got us a score that put us first in the hub out of like 3 people that submitted code. So that was cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw your team name and like the topping the leaderboard in our like area, which is like, damn, dude.
But in the world like 2000. So like last year when we did it, I didn't manage to submit anything at all with my team. This year, the return of the deep fried tofu, we managed to submit something. I was the only person who stayed from. It was the same from the last year's team and the deep fried tofu team.
That's how your team called.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next year it's going to be deep fried tofu strikes again.
It just keeps coming, man.
And hopefully, like maybe go to the finals. I don't know. Definitely gonna be making this competitive programming, kind of getting into it a little bit, but not so much like where time matters so much, but like thinking of creative solutions, and just probably applying some machine learning ideas, artificial intelligence ideas to solving problems. Yeah, kind of sounds exciting.
Yeah, this challenge was actually pretty, yeah, I gotta say pretty exciting too. Like I liked working on it, but I mean we ran out of time. Obviously, it's
it was a tough one.
Yeah, it's
They say they
for someone who doesn't know, it's we were tasked with making a scheduling, or rather just submitting the best possible schedules for
traffic lights.
For traffic lights in a given city which has planned paths and cars, and you're supposed to optimize the schedule to minimize the amount of time spent in traffic, which is a really like this problem is like does tie to real life, like minimize traffic time. I guess that's why Elon Musk is boring, right? It's that's why he chooses to just bore holes under LA or whatever, is to like minimize time in traffic, and that's the idea, because yeah, you'd rather be spending time productively rather than just commuting, I'd say. So it was quite a challenge. My team, though, we started with the simulation engine to like be able to simulate it all and spit out like the answer to how many points we've got, and then we would start writing the solution. So instead of coming up with some solution and then submitting it, we were gonna remake our simulational engine, which is gonna like tell us if our solution, how much our solution scores. And then, and then we were going to continue brute forcing and simulating and then seeing which, it's like Sims 4. No, not Sims 4, City Skylines, where you do like traffic management. And then we would just look at it and say, there's some clogs happening around this traffic light. Let's adjust that, blah, blah. Like, that was the goal, but, it's... time management is also a key.
Actually, but the solution was very simple that I ended up with. It literally, it was I modeled the problem, and just spit out the default solution where every traffic light was set to 1 second on green light. And so literally the program, like if you just looked at the program from the outside, what it gave you as the output, it was literally just the formatted output for submission. And that scored, that alone scored over 7 million points.
Really? Oh my God. Because that was my solution, but it was, we were thinking of firstly making the simulational engine, and then my teammate is like, wait a minute. We've just spent 3 hours making it, and we've not made any progress in finding the answer, right? I'm like, yeah, wait, did you not know that we're not making the program which creates the answer? We're still making something that checks it. And then he's like, wait a minute, so what do we do now? I'm like, wait, just make every traffic light change every second. And but then, we just ran out of time. Our next idea would be his idea actually was to calculate the weights on the roads, see how many cars would need to pass through whatever road. Like his idea was to check whether there are cars which would not make it by any means, even if they were passing it perfectly, and then it would be too long. So discard those and look at those with the most weight, weight you assign it by how many points you would get. Because let's say if there's a car which is very close, and then there's many cars which are close to the end, you want to prioritize those traffic lights. And by looking at those perfect routes, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we would have, also like gotten more, but obviously everyone would have probably gotten it if they had like 10 hours, So it was also about time and how you spend it. So that was I guess our reflection on the hash code that happened.
I mean, you can still submit and see how well you could have done.
Yeah, but we just decided to not
just for fun
go anymore. Are you gonna continue working on it?
Yeah, I think so. Because the whole thing is there, like ready to be manipulated, like to run a simulation on it, basically. So that's what the simulation logic is probably what I'm going to do next, and I'm just going to run it iteratively and have it automatically like say, which place had the biggest traffic jam or something, and okay, for the next simulation, like change this, and then run it automatically over and over and try to get a better solution.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like that. And there's other things you can do statically, like if you had like short and long streets, you could make like short streets have longer green time.
And then also on top of that, because we've ran we've mapped out the city plan for every. Well, we just made the simulation engine, as I've said, like some sort of a thing which like makes the city plan, right? And then we noticed that there's many streets which only have one street that's coming in, or rather many intersections. So we're like, wait a minute. So if there's only one street, just always keep it green, right? So
Right.
you would also get those cases which you want to optimize and stuff. So
Oh yeah, but it would always be green though. Anyway,
no, it's always red unless you tell it.
but you'd obviously tell it by default to be like green.
Well,
At
unless
least
you
1 second.
unless you don't know if it's one road or not, or well, it depends on your your implementation. But yeah, anyway, coming back,
Right.
I guess, to the topic, you feel like these coding challenges and stuff. Do you see yourself doing like more of them in the future and stuff, or like do you
Yeah,
enjoy
probably.
them?
I don't look at it so much as competing for like top places or anything, or for like rewards right now. It's more just improving my programming skills.
So
Uh,
like a clear goal that you have.
yeah, and it's like the competition aspect, and some of them is fun as well.
Mm,
Uh, so that gives me a little bit of a drive. I guess that's the kind of environment that I thrive in, but I guess that's a thing for a lot of people as well. I like that having competition, and I guess it's something I didn't acknowledge for a long time with computing and with the competitions that we have, all the hackathons and coding competitions. Um, I thought it was kind of silly, all of these, competitions. I didn't think they would actually like be a good way of improving your programming skill or whatever.
mm-hmm.
So I didn't spend much time on them. But nowadays, I'm kind of at a place where I'm thinking, kind of settling.
Mm,
Could do some. Need to kind of improve my coding at this point. It would be kind of nice. Maybe it'll help me get a job. So, um, yeah, I'm kind of like actually, yeah, down to earth these days,
mm,
and uh, and the coding challenges are just another way just a fun way to practice coding. Because if you take your time with them, because code like learning to program well is like you learn the stuff. You maybe watch some tutorials or read some tutorials or read a book. But then like what matters is practicing what you've learned over and over.
yeah.
And see, I wouldn't nowadays, like reflecting back, I wouldn't recommend trying to pick up a project to learn programming, like a long big project. I would just say start with coding challenges, even lead code, uh, because you won't become disheartened at any point when you realize your project is shit, and then
Mm.
what are you gonna do?
That's smart, kinda. Yeah.
And it's like these short bite challenges that you practice your fundamental but important programming skills. You just pick it up in an hour or two. You do it and move on to the next.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
That's just my view on it now.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Yeah, I used to hear this everywhere. Just go pick up a project and do it. But you have never thought of it. Like, what if you feel like the project is crap and you just lose motivation to do the project. Therefore, you also lose motivation to practice that language or something. So.
Yeah, when the language is eventually going to language being a good programmer is eventually probably going to help you find a job too.
Mm.
Uh, they always, you often hear about like you want to have some projects to showcase, but what's more valuable, being a good programmer or having projects under your belt? I don't know.
Mm.
Because like I don't, yeah, that's another thing. I don't know a lot of people who started and finished projects that, and yeah, here I don't, yeah, I don't really know like program projects. I don't have a lot of friends who started projects. I know like a few that have started projects and not a lot that finished projects.
Mm.
So it's like yeah, I know some that have started and finished projects and that have hundreds of tens of thousands of downloads and stuff, but
Mm.
not personally, but I just feel like it's a big task for people to do that. And they're just gonna go away and find a job afterwards, working for somebody.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't
And
know what to comment on this. Yeah,
and it's also much easier. Like I realized this, it's much easier to program an idea you have when you already know your language very well,
yeah,
because you're not tripping up over stupid shit all the time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
that's all.
Good. Well, that would be all for me too. If you think we have anything else other than that.
Nope.
Other than that, episode 58 in the bag. We have an exciting episode about excitement and and hash code and all that. That was fun. Really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Marius.
And for everyone listening, let us know when you're by following and liking where you're listening from. If it's Spotify, then follow the podcast. If it's Apple Podcasts, you know what to do. There's this star thing where you can like rate it. If you're on YouTube, drop a like. If you've listened all the way to the end here, you're the real champ. Catch y'all next week. Bye.